In today's video, we're going to discuss the two main components of World Financial Group, and we're going to discuss whether or not I personally think, as my opinion, that it is a scam. The first one we're going to talk about is their business model if you want to work with them. The second one we're going to talk about is their business model if you want to be a customer for them, and we're going to outline how each of those look in today's video. What is up, guys? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Phil Bessetter. I'm the founder and CEO of Affinity Life, where we've helped hundreds of Canadians find the right life insurance coverage at the right price, all from the comfort of their own home. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'll put the link in the description below and you can check it out. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So one of the first things that you want to do as a viewer when you are watching any type of video like this is you want to look at the context and who is saying it. So you need to understand that I am saying this as an owner of an insurance brokerage that could be a competitor to World Financial Group. And so you want to take all of that with a grain of salt and understand that A, this is just my opinion, and B, you need to do your own research, not only from me, but from other sources to verify if what I'm saying is true or not. Because one of the biggest problems when looking at any type of company or product or life insurance or strategy is you're going to get the biased opinion of that individual that is telling it to you. So everything that I say today, keep it with a grain of salt and understand that I am technically a competitor to World Financial Group. So just FYI. With that being said, maybe let me share a little bit about how I got started in the industry, my interactions with World Financial Group, and just my general opinion on the marketplace of insurance as well as MLM. So I've been in the insurance industry almost 10 years now. I've worked with a variety of different companies. I started with a company called Combined Insurance, where what's known as a captive agency or captive insurance company, where you only have their products that you can sell, and they sold little niche accident and sickness policies. You know, go to the hospital, get a few $100 and spend $10 for the policy. You couldn't do any harm with this type of product. I mean, you know what I mean? You could sell $10 here, $10 there. It's not going to break anyone's bank. It's not going to negatively affect any client from a financial point of view. I've also been involved in a number of other things. Most of my work has been done in the high net worth estate planning division. So I worked with wealthy business owners, usually doing over $1 million in gross revenue, and we would come up with estate planning strategies. I worked with teams of accountants and teams of lawyers. I also built an accredited curriculum for advisors here in Canada, where I talked about how insurance works and how to properly structure it so you're not going to negatively impact the client's financial well-being. And that's accredited in multiple different provinces. And it's a very in-depth course as well. I've also written white papers that have been peer-reviewed by other lawyers and other financial professionals. And so what am I trying to say to you? I'm trying to say that I've been in the industry for a while and I've seen a few things, is what I'm trying to say. Let's talk, I guess, about working for World Financial Group first. Now, here's the thing that you need to know about me and MLM. So at the end of the day, World Financial Group is a multi-level marketing company. Now, what does that mean? Well, it essentially means that there's going to be a top-tier structure that are going to recruit multiple individuals, and they're going to bring them in, and they're going to recruit more, and they're going to bring them in. And now I know a lot of people will say, hey, that's a pyramid scheme. And I know the other side will say, well, it's not a pyramid scheme because a company does the exact same thing. There's a CEO at the top, and then you get some more people, and then you get some more people, yada, 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 yada. Here's the thing. Let me explain my history with MLMs and why I have a large vendetta against them. Because earlier on in my life, in my early 20s, when you're most vulnerable and when you really take people's word for granted and you're easily persuaded by these companies and you get caught up in the momentum of like, yeah, I'm going to change my life and this is going to be awesome. The way that MLMs are structured is they make it very difficult for anyone at the bottom to succeed. And it's just designed from the ground up that way, where a small percentage of the company will actually be profitable. And you can look up multiple different statistics and financial reports for every single MLM. And unfortunately, the way that MLMs work is they make revenue and they make income from people that are below them. And most of the emphasis within these companies is on recruiting and not necessarily on selling. And that's not to say that I'm against building a team and like training your team and making overrides on your team. That's not what I'm trying to say. But just the way that they're designed is that they have an emphasis on recruiting and less on selling. And it's just designed from the ground up, just right from their compensation. And I'm specifically talking about WFG right now, okay? Their compensation schedule, it's rewarded to not sell, but to build teams. So your compensation level will increase as you start to go up the ranks and you start to recruit more and more and more people. So right off the bat, you're incentivized to bring people in to raise your compensation level. But then of course it's like, well, why don't I just bring more people in and bring more people in and bring more people in? And I will tell you a little bit later on in this video exactly how their marketing works. I mean, it's brilliant if you think about it, but I don't agree with it. So here's the problem that I always had with MLMs. And I remember when I joined a company, like I mentioned, Combine Insurance. And at the time, they were heavy on the recruiting as well. And they said, you know, you need to bring your friends in, you need to bring people in, you need to recruit in. And I said, I will once I'm comfortably earning $80,000 a year or $100,000 a year just from my personal sales. Because why would I bring anyone into this job or industry or MLM or whatever it is if I'm not already making a living from it? That doesn't make sense to me, okay? I'm not gonna say, hey, come in here and then I make money off you and that's gonna get me to 80,000, because if you start to think about it, wait a second, that's a pyramid scheme, okay? However, if you come in and you say, hey, I'm making 80 grand a year and I don't have a single person under me. This is all from my personal sales and I have a system dialed down and it's, you know, whatever, 40 calls a week. And then I call these people and here's my lead generation. Here's my system that I have and we bring people in and that is exactly how I sell. And you can come in, I'll teach you how to do the same thing. That's different. That's not what they do in World Financial Group. So this is the way that World Financial Group makes their money and markets. And this is what I don't agree with, okay? Here's the thing. You can do a number of different ways to market your insurance company, all right? If you look at our insurance company, Affinity Life, you'll see that we write blogs, we have this YouTube channel, we have partnerships in the community, we do social media posts, we have TikTok, we have all these different ventures, we have affiliates that will go out and they'll share our life insurance options with people and they get a commission from that, a small percentage, a referral fee, okay? So there's lots of different ways that you can advertise your insurance company. Here's how World Financial Group advertises their insurance company. They don't have a YouTube channel, they don't run ads, they don't do any of the things that typical insurance companies do because they want to get a warm lead from people who already trust them. And how do they do that? They do that by bringing in recruits, quote unquote, and then selling to their warm market. And that's what I don't agree with. So what they will have is they'll say, hey, come on in, come to our opportunity night, join our company. And then once you join their company, the upline will then say, we need to then teach you how to do this insurance is we're going to go to your warm market. So your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your friends, anyone on this top 100 list of things that names, pardon me, that you write down. And then your upline is going to sell them. And he's going to say, okay, well, watch me. I'm going to sell to all of your friends and family and everybody else. And then at the end, I'm going to make all the commission, but you're going to learn. So then all of a sudden, when you get licensed and you're ready to work, now your entire warm market of people that probably would have bought in some type of insurance if they had needed it from you is now saturated. So how do you then, as an individual, find more leads? Well, at this point, I mean, talk to everybody, talk to the person at the grocery store, talk to this other person, talk to everybody. Now, the best way for you to do that is to then recruit people and sell to their warm market and then use up and saturate their market and take it. And then they have to do the same and they have to do the same and they have to do the same. Obviously, there's sales that come in from other places. As far as a company to work for, I mean, you can see I'm not in love with them, all right? Are they a pyramid scheme? No. Are they the best option to work for as an insurance company if you want to get into insurance? No, there's probably better ones out there. However, one of the positives that I will say about World Financial Group is that there's very few companies that are actively bringing new people into the insurance industry. And so one positive is that they are bringing new people into the insurance industry, which is good because typically this is an industry that is saturated with a lot of old people and we need more young people with creative ideas to come into this industry. And they are one of the only ones ones, MLMs in period, are the only ones recruiting and bringing new people in. Usually brokers are not bringing that many new advisors into this industry. So they do have that going for them. But just from a general standpoint, do I think working for them would be a good idea and starting with them would be a good idea? No, I think there's better companies out there. I do not think they're the best company just from their business model point of view. I mean, you're going to get very low compensation when you first start out, which is, again, kind of fine. But, my best advice would be to find an actual insurance brokerage of someone that's independent and they don't have all this recruiting, add-ons, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Someone that you can learn from that actually, has all the different pieces of the puzzle. And I'm going to get into that in the second half of this video. And I would say, I would probably stay away from World Financial Group if you want to start in the insurance industry, because it's predicated on, everything in that company is built on the premise that recruiting is the best option. And that's how you get to the top. And that's how you earn a large income. And it's not necessarily from selling. Yes, there's people in there that sell, for sure, that happens. However, for the vast majority of people that are successful, that they cart around stage, that are making more than $100,000 a year, that is all done on the recruiting side and building a team below them to, one, sell to their warm market, and two, make overrides on all of their efforts. And I'm not saying that sometimes they don't deserve it because, of course, they're training these people. But at the end of the day, I would rather build a business where I'm personally selling and I have my own personal production before bringing anybody in to work under me. Like, that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to get rich off of your efforts. I already want to be rich and I want to teach you how to do it as well. And it's not from recruiting more and more people. It's here's how you sell a product. So I don't know, maybe I'll make some more videos about this. If you're interested, let me know. Let's get into the second half of the video about being a customer of World Financial Group. I apologize for the rant. You can see, obviously, I have some strong opinions about World Financial Group. Now, here's the thing. As bad as World Financial Group is to be involved in them in the business side, being a customer, in my opinion, is even worse. Let me explain how World Financial Group is structured as a company. And let me explain, a lot of companies can be bad. A lot of companies can have bad actors and good actors, but just the basis, the foundation, if the foundation isn't strong, the rest, it doesn't matter if there's one good thing over here. If the foundation is weak, it's going to go throughout the rest of the company. So World Financial Group is structured like a brokerage, okay? And they are a brokerage, okay? So what do I mean by that? I mean, they have multiple different companies that you can work with. Exactly like Affinity Life, we have multiple different companies that we work with across Canada. So, we have IA, Industrial Alliance, we have RBC Insurance, we have CPP, we have, all these other companies. You have access to a multitude of different companies. World Financial Group operates on the same principles. They have access to a whole bunch of different companies. They're insurance brokerage as well. Here's the thing though. The products are only as good as the people that sell the products. So these insurance companies are just making a product, showing the advisor how you can structure and different ways you can build it, and then letting them sell them to clients. At the end of the day, the insurance carrier has really no part once you get the product and you decide how to shape it and build it and give it to the client. They just say, hey, we have a term 10 product, we have a term 20, we have a term 30, we have universal life, we have all these different options, we have whole life insurance, we have all these different options, we have disability, we have all these other options. Here you go, advisor. You can sell it any which way you want. So you can have the same company and the same set of products that World Financial Group sells or that another independent insurance broker sells, and it will be completely two different products that the end user gets because of how the advisor builds it. So here's the biggest problem that I have with World Financial Group as a customer. I do not like their use of universal life insurance as an investment for clients. Shocker. I know, for anyone that's followed this channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I do not agree with selling permanent life insurance for the vast majority of Canadians. I think it can be a very good option for the minority of Canadians who are high income earners that have already taken advantage of other traditional strategies, such as just your RRSP or a TFSA, or, just paying off your high interest credit card debt. I believe that once those are done, once those are utilized, and you're a high income earner, that permanent life insurance can be a good option. However, what I have found 9 times out of 10, when I come across a client who's bought something from World Financial Group, they are selling a universal life insurance policy as a quote unquote investment. And the client eventually, the policy will either A, blow up, they're not funding it enough, they're not switching it over to a level cost of insurance after a certain amount of years. So eventually it's going to blow up because the cost of insurance is so high. I have found that a lot of the times that I've come across World Financial Group clients, unfortunately, their products that they have are crap. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. Someone has to say it. They're not designed well. The advisor that originally sold them illustrated a 8 or 9% return on investment, when in reality, they're getting a 3 to 4% return on investment. They said that you had to put $200 in for a year, and you ended up having to put $500 in. So that is one of the primary reasons I do not like World Financial Group and working with them as a customer. This is not to say that they don't have good agents that are working within this company, that are doing what's right for the client, that's selling the right product, that's protecting families. Their motto is no family left behind. I joke, and it's no family left unsold. But at the end of the day, this training comes from the company. So if you're involved in a company where they say this is a good idea and look what you can do and look at all these things you have here, you're going to follow the company's advice because that makes sense. I'm not saying that every advisor within World Financial Group is like this. I'm saying their company mandate is to teach this and to sell this. And universal life insurance is an incredibly complicated product that really needs to be understood, not only by the advisor, but also the client, so they understand what to do once the advisor is gone, which leads me to the next point, which is most of the time, advisors will start in the industry with a company like World Financial Group. They will try it for a year or 2 years or 3 years, and they will quit that industry. They'll quit World Financial Group and quit the industry because it's a very hard industry to make it in. And you will have these clients that purchased all these products that have no idea how they work, and now they're stuck with them 10, 20, 30 years later. And I have another video you can watch. It's called Why I Hate or Do I Hate Permanent Life Insurance or something like that. And I explain when I met with clients in their 60s that had products that are very exactly like World Financial Group sells, that lost everything. They paid $2,500 a year for 30 years and got nothing. So what am I trying to say? If you want to be a customer of World Financial Group, that's fine. Just make sure you understand what they are trying to sell you. For one, really understand the products. If it's universal life insurance, grill into that advisor, ask a lot of questions, really understand how it works. If they're selling you other products, just term life insurance and things like that, it's fine. Here's the thing. There's nothing really that can go wrong with that. You're paying $20, $30 a month for $500,000 of coverage to protect your family. That's a good thing. Do it 100%. However, if they start to try and sell you on these big policies like whole life insurance or universal life insurance or other things that they have, really start to question it. For one, get the information. And then the next biggest thing, ask the advisor, how long has he been in the industry? What are his long-term plans? How is it going? Because you do not want to buy one of these big policies and find out 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years from now, your advisor's long gone out of the industry. He's made his commission. The upline made their commission. Everybody's made their money. And you're the one holding the bag, paying premiums on a policy that's going to blow up and you're going to get nothing back. With all that being said, you can see that obviously I'm not incredibly fond of World Financial Group. However, there are some merits to it. They're not a scam by any sense. They have a lot of things that I do not agree with, but they are bringing new advisors into the industry. And just like myself as an insurance broker, they also are an insurance broker who have the capabilities to sell good products that are good for clients. So it's there, but just the foundation of the company, the training and the recruitment model set them up for failure, in my opinion. So with all that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you guys are enjoying this content, all I ask is you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.